Hello, everybody, and welcome to Pick a Stack Wednesday. It's Barbara. Today is the best day of the week. Although today, which would be March 5th, 2025, it's super cold, it's super windy, and everything is covered in ice. So, on the inside of my building, it's glorious. We have the light. If you can't see, the light is enveloping me. But I don't think I want to go outside today. I'm not putting my garbage can out because I know if I put it out, it's just literally going to blow down the street. So I'm not even doing that. And to think that just like 2 days ago, it was really nice out. Nobody was wearing a jacket. I saw people wearing shorts and Crocs. Yeah, maybe not today. No, there's traffic going by. I can see, when I look this way, I see out my front window and there's traffic going by. Not as much as usual though. So it's winter again. Really, it's winter still. Spring is right around the corner though. So have faith. If you're new to Pick a Stack, this is what we do here. I get to ramble and I do 3 readings. Today we have all oracle decks, and we have stack number 1, stack number 2, and stack number 3. Each one's an oracle deck, and each one has a crystal also. Each one tells a story. Your job is to think of an idea, issue, or question pertaining to yourself, your loved ones, your community, or the world, and then intuitively choose a stack. Okay? Intuitively. Ask your spirit guides, which one? And if all of a sudden you just feel number 2, then that's what you go with. If nothing comes to you, then pick all 3 of them. It's okay. Pick 2 of them. Whatever you want. Just listen to the whole thing. Don't even pick one. It's okay. We're starting off with the Lemurian Saint Germain Crystal Singing Bell. This raises the frequency of me, you, the cards, the crystals, the plants, the snow and the ice, the air, the land, the water. Yeah. My dogs, which are in the other room. Yeah. Okay, quick question for you before we get started. Is it really hard to do stuff these days? Like, are you just feeling, I just want to go lay down? Or I don't want to get up. Oh, do I have to go do that thing? I don't feel like it. If you do, it's okay. It's not depression. My guides wanted me to make sure to talk about this. We're in the midst of another higher level KP geomagnetic storm. That means plasma energy coming from the sun. And if you don't follow the Schumann resonance or the geomagnetic storms, you really should, because it affects us emotionally and physically. Okay? Physically, it makes people tired. I had a friend here yesterday, and literally as soon as she got home after she left here, she took a 2-hour nap. I wanted to take a 2-hour nap, but I was running a store. I was walking around doing that. It affects animals too. So keep in mind, if you're feeling logy and tired and you just don't feel like doing anything, your pets are probably feeling the same thing. Althea is much more whiny on days like that, especially like if I'm working late, she will come over and bark at me and then whine like, it's time to go lay down. And, I'm like, yeah, you can lay down here. I'm not going to lay down, but I got stuff to do, and I'm forcing myself to do it. Even this morning, I was like, I don't feel like doing a video. I gotta find that energy. I gotta talk to my guides, find that energy so that I can do it, because I know I need to do it because I have to share information with you. So it's been hard. Anytime I start feeling like super tired or procrastinating or really emotional, or my guts are all messed up, I look online and it's like, oh, yeah, we're in the middle of a solar storm. It makes sense. Once you start seeing those patterns, you'll realize, okay, it's not me. It's not just me. The sun is sending plasma energy to the earth. And again, right now, we're in the midst of a big one. So if you feel like putting stuff off, I mean, I'm doing my tax stuff. Yesterday, I had to force myself to do it. Now, I don't enjoy it in the first place, but then I have to force myself. Ugh. Right? Yeah. So, my advice, hang in there, of course, and also do the things that bring you joy. Do the things you have to do, okay? But do the things that bring you joy. And what I'm discovering is there's times during these high frequency geomagnetic solar storms that like my digestion is unsettled. So I need to eat. So eat, but don't be stupid about it. And then also like today, I don't want to eat. It's really, the energies are really powerful. And my stomach's like, don't you put anything in there. You can have something like lemon water. Okay. Listen to your body because your body knows. Okay. Your body knows what it needs. Like for me today, right now, it's lemon water, which is what I got right here. Just lemon in water. So listen. Okay. Had to get that out because a lot of people will contact me and say, I don't know what's wrong with me, but it's like, yeah, honey, it's not you. Okay. It's just you're reacting to that solar storm. Pay attention. And I watch Schumann Resonance Updates with Marguerite on Facebook. And then I watch, oh shoot, what's his name? On YouTube. I can't think of his name. That's another thing, memory gets affected. That's not just you either. I'll think of it. Sorry, dude. I can see him. I guess I'll put it in the comments if I can't think of it during the video. Okay, should we get started? I'm going to show you the stacks because by now, hopefully you've chosen your stack. Stack number 1 is going to be a reading from the Lyrans. Okay. That, oh yeah, that's the one where the name's not on the front. It is Flo Karuna. Flo Karuna. Stack number 2 is going to be Stacy DeMarco's Elemental Oracle. And stack number 3 is Izzy Ivy's Beyond Lemuria. And each one has a stone or a crystal. Okay? So, let's get started. If you chose stack number 1, we're going to chat with the Lyrans. And your stone, which isn't really a stone, it's lab created, but it's fabulous. It's rainbow titanium bismuth. Come on. I don't want my face in there. Show the stone. Show the stone. There we go. Look at that. It's like a tower of fire and rainbows. That, like I said, it's lab created, but the frequency of it, because remember, everything's frequencies, okay? The frequency can help relieve feelings of emotional and spiritual isolation. We should all have one of those like next to our bed or our favorite place to sit. Spiritual and emotional isolation. It can help you meditate. It can help you feel connected, help you find some serenity. It is good for change, which we are in the midst of change. I was talking about the Schumann resonance and the solar storms. We are also having timeline shifts. So when they look at these monitors, there will be black, not spikes, but spaces. Or sometimes the monitor is totally down. Those are timeline shifts. And that's why sometimes you'll go in your house and you'll be like, it feels different. And whether this is conscious or subconscious, and you can't find something, even though that thing is in the same place it's been for years, except we've had a timeline shift, so it feels different. For example, we had some timeline shifts overnight, this last night. Today, I feel super tingly. I can feel all the cells in my body, super tingly. I was having a hard time remembering things. This is not age. This is that plasma energy coming in. And the funniest part of it is, I got up this morning and I was like, oh my gosh, I overslept. I can't believe I overslept. So I'm running around. I hurried up. I got ready, feeding the dogs, making their omelets, doing all this stuff. And then I come in here and I get all the stuff set up and I look at the clock and it's not even 8 o'clock. And I went, wait a minute, what? What just happened? I've been running around for over an hour. It's not even what time I think it is. Woo. Yeah. Timeline shifts. Energy shifts. It's not just you, baby. Okay? It's all of us. We all get affected all around the world. And it's amazing how this world can even function at times like this. I went shopping with a friend on Sunday, and there were a few times, that would be the one, when you get up really fast, you stand up too fast. I was so grateful there was a post next to me because I was holding that thing up. And it was one of those feelings like, ooh, I don't feel like I'm here. I feel like I phased out for a minute. Yeah. All right. We have from the Lyrans, card number 1, New Beginnings. Immaculate Conception, time of positive transformation. Time of positive transformation. What was I just talking about? Whoops. Where's card number 1? On your earth plane, there's a concept referred to as immaculate conception, where a child is birthed into reality beyond the traditional means of sexual communion. This process, which has brought forth many sacred beings, is not simply some spontaneous, miraculous event, but an entanglement between the spirit world and the physical 3D world to bring something new into existence. Just as many masters have been born through this divine link-up between the physical and spirit via immaculate conception, so too is this process occurring on a grand cosmic scale with your earth. What this entails is the intermingling of the spirit world with the elemental foundation of your planet to birth into existence a new human that is adapted to a new dimensional time. I feel like we are all being rebirthed in this way. This newly created human is heart-centered, rooted to their internal knowing, intuitive, and connected to a network of consciousness on your planet to hear animals, the elementals, and various forms of planetary intelligence that comprise of your beloved Earth. Now, that brings up something else. Are you understanding your pet more? As these energies come in, it affects our third eye, our pituitary gland, and wakes it up more. So are you understanding your pets more? When your pet whines or cries or looks at you, just looks at you with a certain look, do you all of a sudden know, oh, he has to go outside. Oh, he's hungry. I'm finding that to be very true, that all of a sudden I understand my pets more. Sometimes it's body language and sometimes they do it vocally, but there's been a few times where we're just lying around and all of a sudden I'm like, did I just get that message from Angus? What? And then you say it out loud and they're like, oh yeah, that's yeah. And remember, they're getting it too. So when this card arrives, it is your Lyran family of light broadcasting that something new is seeking to be birthed. Whether this is an artistic endeavor, scientific discovery, or the re-engineering for how you operate on Earth, something entirely new is seeking to come through your consciousness. You know, I'm going to use myself as an example. Like all of a sudden, I'm being more creative and there's ideas that are coming to me. And, you know, a couple times people say, oh, wow, you're so creative. And it's like, no, I didn't come up with it. They did. I know they did. They gave it to me. Because all of a sudden it just pops in my head. That is not us. That's our higher selves, our spirit guides, or somebody out there. Okay, soul family, whatever you want to call them. They're going, yeah, you should make this. This will be fun. Yeah. That was stack number 1, new beginnings. You know, I don't know if you can hear this when I'm quiet, but holy crap, you can really hear the wind whipping through between the buildings and coming in through the window, my front window up there. If you stand there, you'll hear with the wind coming through. All that tells me is, yeah, I probably should, when it gets warm out, I should caulk those windows. Because it should not be whistling through there. That ain't right. Oh. If you chose stack number 2, you are going to get a reading from the Elemental Oracle. And your crystal is moonstone, rainbow moonstone, actually. We have a palm stone here. This is from my shop. Actually, all 3 pieces are from my shop. Just trying to see if I can find a rainbow moonstone. Funny, because I was talking about the pineal gland in stack number 1. Moonstone is also good for the pineal gland. Balancing internal hormone cycles. Oh, moonstone is really good for that. And that's men and women, okay? It is a stone of inner growth and strength. It is beneficial in helping you with your emotions, okay? Stabilizing emotions. So if you're doing this, a moonstone is going to be a very good stone to have on you. Now, most stones like this, zebra jasper, dragon's blood jasper, the stones that have 2 opposing colors on a color chart, but in the same stone, they are all about balance, okay? So, you know, like for dragon's blood, red and green are on opposite sides. They complement each other, but they're in the same stone. So, balance. Same with moonstone, black and white, the rainbow moonstone. It can help enhance intuition, promote inspiration, bring success in love, and business matters. So if you have a business, maybe you want to have a moonstone by your desk, your computer, something like that. If you are trying to get pregnant, moonstone is a really good stone to have with you. Moonstone, and then throw in some rose quartz. And you can put that between your mattress and your box spring, or on your nightstand, or on your person. Yeah. Brings in the energy of the moon. And if you put it outside during a full moon and charge it up, it's even more powerful. All right, elementals, what do our people need to know? Elementals, what do our people need to know? I feel like it's this one. This is card number 32. Marine life. Marine life. Let's see what card number 32 says. Interesting. I was just talking about fertility, and we have the moonstone here. Guess what it says? Fertility is yours. Your wishes will be granted. There's more than one way to find a solution to a problem. Marine life is vital to the health of the planet because the majority produce oxygen and sequester carbon, something we so desperately need in this time of man-made climate change. The oceans do indeed demand our respect, but I believe its creatures demand it even more so. Even if they approach you out of curiosity, sea animals are wild and should not be pursued. This goes right along with the tourists that go up to the bison, in the parks. Come on, people. These are wild animals. Have some respect. Don't be a dumbass. Oh, wild animals should be given all the space they need. It is worth remembering it is we who are visiting them, not the other way around. When a couple years ago when I was going to the res a lot, there were so many jokes about the white people getting speared by the bison. Should you ever go with an organized adventure or tour company, choose only those that strictly follow a code of practice that protects the animals and the sea itself and the local laws and permissions of the area you are diving or snorkeling in or interacting with. Basically, this is saying, I hear voices. This is saying there's now a time of abundance, of prosperity, of new things coming in, new fertility. So we've got, if you were asking about fertility, this is the time. But if you were asking about abundance and prosperity, this is the time. Because fertility doesn't have to be pregnancy. It can be abundance, prosperity, resources. It could be a home. It could be a car. It could be a new job. Whatever that thing is, that fertility coming in. And the fact that, it's my neighbor's dog and my neighbor's. I call that an affirmation, because not only are there people and a dog out there, but that is a huge freaking dog. He's a Great Dane. He's the size of a pony. And that's, to me, abundance. Abundance. So, fertility, abundance. Stack number 1 is new beginnings. Here's your fertility and abundance, which, that can be a new beginning too. If that prosperity, that you've been wanting, that's a new beginning. If you want to get pregnant, that's a new beginning. So all these new beginnings and prosperity. Okay? Sweet. Let's do some zinging bell. You know, when I was talking earlier about the sun and the solar storms and all that, another thing is body aches and pains. So if you get flare-ups of some kind, or just, well, that's weird, all of a sudden my knee started hurting and my knee doesn't hurt. Again, look up Schumann resonance updates with Marguerite, because she posts every day, and she will also post, you know, what she's feeling. Sometimes she will do a video and it's like, man, I'm super tired and my body hurts and there's no reason for it. Yeah, that's the solar energy. So pay attention to that. And the reason that I brought that up is because all of a sudden my knee started hurting, and I don't work out on Wednesdays, so I know it's not that. And then I went, oh yeah, duh, it's from out there. It'll go away pretty soon. All right, stack number 3, Beyond Lemuria. Thank you, Lemurians, for being with us today. Thank you, Lyrans, for being with us today. Thank you, Elementals. Let's see. What do the Lemurians want us to know today? What do the Lemurians want us to know today? And then we'll talk about your stone. I just heard somebody go, hey, yeah, I know. Just shuffling. All right. You know, I don't pick the decks and I don't pick the stones or crystals. My guides do. And so it's kind of like, oh, I see what you did there. Like with the moonstone in stack number 2, fertility. Totally rocked it. Your stone in stack number 3 is Agni Manatite. Now, Agni Manatite is also known as a black pearl. This is a tumbled one. Okay. It's super light, almost like jet. It's a type of, it's a tektite, a type of obsidian. My hat keeps falling back. So when a meteor fell outside of the island of Java, it hit the water. And what happened was it brought in this cosmic energy, right? This is what a tektite is. It's just like moldavite and those Tibetan tektites and all the other ones. The meteor or meteorite comes to Earth, brings that cosmic energy. It hits, and because it's hot, it heats up all the stone around it. Okay? The stone around it becomes tektite. So it is not meteorite. It's formed when a meteorite hits. At least this is what we're told. Okay? So this meteorite hit water off an island. So they call these black pearls because if you can imagine, the stone got heated up and created little rough, okay, rounded stones. So they call them black pearls. So this carries the energy of that meteorite because it absorbed the energy from the meteorite. So let's see. So this brings in that cosmic energy, and it says this stone resonates directly with your solar plexus chakra. That's right here. Okay, that's your self-worth, self-esteem. Activating it and giving you more access to energy. It specializes in raising creativity, manifesting abilities, and adventurous energy levels. So if you, like me, I want to go on adventures this year. I have a really big one of these that I keep with me, and sometimes I wear it in a pocket. It's about this big. I look lumpy, but I don't care. It is also very healing, at least if you're a starseed. So when I'm having a pain, I will hold it on that part of my body, and it almost feels to me like it's absorbing that pain away from me. It's taking it like a sponge. So we've got Agni Manatite, or the black pearl from the divine fire, as your stone. And your card is card number 26. 26 is an 8, full spectrum. So right here, this is your solar plexus, if you didn't know. That's your energy center, but it's also self-worth, self-esteem. All right, let's see what the book says. Creating heaven on earth by honoring the perfection of nature's cycles. Going beyond the judgment of good and bad. The merging of duality. Raw nature. I have to laugh because raw nature, it's pretty freaking raw where I am right now with that wind and the ice and the cold. Connecting to ancestors. Shadows as the fertile soil for exponential growth, and the way forward is in the whisperings of the land. What happens when we realize the keys to our future are in the wisdom of the earth and the dreamings of the indigenous? That the answers are in the geometry of the macro and microcosm, the nurturing embrace of oneness, in Mama Nature's arms. What happens when we find peace within the full spectrum of life? Even the notion of separation can be symbolized as no more than a blackened leaf on a healthy tree. The ebb and flow of our evolution and devolution is a temporary blip in the universe. The message is to be what we can, to ground heaven on earth, but not out of fear. We often try to avoid or run from negative situations, but when fear steers our decisions and actions, far more devastation can result. When we choose to let our hearts lead us away from stories and outdated patterns, our challenges become the fertile compost that feeds our ascending tendrils as they reach to the heavens and ground its light back on earth. Step out of the black and white mentality of judgment. That's that polarity that we've been programmed to have. Go beyond the concepts of good and bad. This card invites you to honor the full spectrum of life and find a new way of perceiving your situation. When we judge something, we create a story around it. And usually that story is wrong. What happens when we assume? We get a sitcom. These stories often create limitation. Subconsciously, we gather so many of these stories over a lifetime. To heal our dis-ease and crystallize the new way, we need to create a space of no story where miraculous healing can happen. This space empowers us to be all we are and allows us to know our truth. You know, I want to go back to that, my sitcom comment. Every episode of every sitcom and most movies is about assumptions, miscommunication, misunderstanding, etc. Us assuming we know what that person meant, and we are usually wrong. We need to stop assuming. If you don't, texting is a perfect example. You don't get body language. You don't get intonation. You don't see the person's eyes. You know, like I'm typing away and I think it's funny. This is a joke. And the person receiving is like, wow, what a jerk. Yeah. Even if I throw in a smiley face emoji or a laughing emoji, that doesn't mean you're going to take it that way, because you are taking it from a place where you are. And I'm sending it from a place where I am. And there's no emotion in a text. There's just letters, lifeless letters. So, We need to stop making assumptions, stop making judgments, and just be the observer. If a life event shows up in your life, be an observer. Don't assume that it's bad. Like if you get, oh crap, this phone call from this person. We assume it's going to be bad. We assume it's going to be icky, stressful, whatever. We get a letter or a bill from somebody. We assume it's going to be bad. We all do it. I got something from my insurance company the other day and I was like, oh man, my insurance is due already. Nope, I got this. I opened it up and it was a letter saying, hey, we realized that we've been charging you too much for your Ford and we're going to give you a partial refund. And I was like, ooh, yay. I guess I didn't need to make that assumption that it was going to be bad. See, when we just be impartial, be the observer, be neutral, good things can happen. And guess what? More often than not, good things are going to happen. Start assuming that your life is filled with all the good things, and then it will be. Because you deserve them. What do I say at the end of every one of my videos? You deserve them. All the good things. So start believing it. That was stack number 3. New beginnings, fertility. That full spectrum card. Act like you're alive. Not just alive, but thriving, okay? Don't just be alive, be thriving. I love you guys. Thank you for joining me today. Like I said earlier, today just feels like the kind of day where you lay around. But I asked my guides, give me the energy to do this. And now I'm like, yeah, let's do this. I got this. You can always ask your guides for help. I love you. I send you blessings of love, light, peace, joy, happiness, success, divine health, all good things. Because I know you deserve them. I know you're worthy. So get in receive mode. Mwah. Namaste.